were to ask you to think about cultural identity, what do you think of? For many, it's often art, music, language, or even traditions. But rarely do we immediately recognize the relationship between our built environment and our own cultural identity. Yet the spaces we occupy are powerful embodiments of our shared stories. Whenever I tell anyone that I'm an interior designer and an anthropologist, I'm always asked the same question: what could they possibly have in common? And the truth is there would be no good design without anthropology. And without space, there is no canvas for which the human experience can unfold upon. These three elements, design, anthropology, and space, are interdependent. When you talk about design, you can't separate it from its social and cultural context. And when you begin to study anthropology, the study of us and who we are, you can't deny the spatial dimensions that define our existence. So why does this matter? Because we're all users of space. In recent years, the relationship between design and culture has sparked debate. As designers, we've begun to reshape the way we view design history, moving away from a traditional art historical approach to embrace a broader perspective. This shift emphasizes the conceptual aspects of design, how it's produced, consumed, and mediated within our society. By adopting this perspective, we not only gain a deeper understanding of design, but we also begin to recognize the cultural nuances that foster a sense of belonging. So how do we study this? How do we even begin to understand cultural norms and human behavior within our built environments? Well, it starts with studying us, both our past and our present. And this is where I, as an anthropologist, begin to study the ways in which we interact with our surroundings, observing patterns of behavior, social dynamics, and the meanings we attach to different spaces. By using methods borrowed from anthropology, like participant observation and interviews, we begin to uncover the connections between culture and design. Through this interdisciplinary lens, we not only recognize the range of human experience, but we also begin to appreciate the aspects of spatial design that go beyond cultural boundaries. By understanding the ways in which we navigate and make sense of our environments, I, as the designer, begin to understand the human condition. Whether it's the once crowded streets of ancient Egypt's Alexandria during the Hellenistic period, or the serene tranquility of a rural village in China, each of these spaces holds its own narrative, shaped by the people who inhabit it and the cultural context in which it exists. So what are we learning by doing all of this? When exploring cultural ideals, domestic spaces are one of our most profound influences. Our homes aren't just structures. They embody deeply rooted values, beliefs, and societal norms unique to each of our own stories. For instance, communities that value communal living often design homes to encourage these shared activities and are often noted for having open floor plans. And cultures emphasizing individual privacy may opt for separate private spaces within their homes. While architectural preferences often reflect these cultural values, it's important to recognize that these choices aren't without critique. Cultural anthropologist Deborah Chambers challenges these notions of domesticity, which tend to idealize heterosexual nuclear family dynamics. She critiques that these ideals reflected in policies, housing designs, and media portrayals can limit women's roles to domestic tasks. Chambers advocates for reimagining these spaces to accommodate diverse family structures and identities. This shift is evident in emerging homemaking practices that embrace these alternative domesticities, such as the rise of the nomadic lifestyle, where individuals or families live in mobile homes or travel extensively, prioritizing experience over material possessions, challenging the notion of a fixed home altogether. By reshaping our understanding of cultural identity within the context of home, we begin representing a broader range of personal lifestyles. But how do we continue moving forward? Think of the last space you were in that you believed had good design. Was it a church, a community center, or a museum? Or could it have even been a hospital? How did it make you feel? Did it evoke your five senses? Did it change your mood? Now think about the physical structure. Did it enrich your experience? Did it shape your narrative while you were there? And lastly, where were you? Were you in a city like Richmond or the oceanfront like Virginia Beach? Did the building feel connected to its surroundings? This is known as phenomenology. This new concept in design is an exploration of how individuals engage with their surroundings. It focuses on sensory stimuli, emotion, and memories. This introspective analysis fosters a deeper understanding of the relationship between us, the users, and the spaces we occupy. Every decision matters, whether it's the materials used, the design, or the layout. Every decision made by the designer can carry layers of symbolism. Think about the soaring arches of Gothic cathedrals, not just structural elements, but a symbol of an aspiration towards the divine. Or take traditional Japanese tea houses, where bamboo and grass mats aren't just materials, but a reflection of a deep connection to nature and a life of simplicity. Even the forms of buildings can speak volumes. Like the Great Wall of China, a testament to centuries of history, unity, and engineering prowess. But architecture isn't just about buildings. It's a language communicating the values and stories of societies through space and time. I am a storyteller. As both a designer and an anthropologist, I help shape our narrative with every design, leaving a lasting mark on those who experience the spaces I create. However, our stories should include everyone, moving away from a focus solely on Western ideals. Embracing cross-cultural theories values the diversity of architectural traditions worldwide, recognizing the importance of design elements within their cultural context. It challenges the Euro-American narrative that often sidelines non-Western building practices. By integrating these diverse influences, designers contribute to a more holistic architectural theory, one that respects and reflects the identities of different communities. Navigating this terrain requires sensitivity to avoid cultural appropriation. Designers must strike a delicate balance, understanding historical, social, and environmental context of the designs they incorporate. And while cultural appropriation remains a continuous issue we are still fighting, if done respectfully, incorporating designs from diverse traditions can lead to innovation and the enrichment of architectural styles. Our built environment is the very essence of who we are as individuals and communities. It's a reflection of our values, our histories, and our dreams. Take, for example, the Parthenon, which sits upon the Acropolis in Greece, a former temple dedicated to the goddess Athena during the 5th century. Its decorative sculptures considered some of the high points of classical Greek art, an enduring symbol of ancient Greece, democracy, and Western civilization. Or our modern-day Sydney Opera House, a beacon of modernity and artistic expression in Australia. Even Stonehenge, an architectural feat continuing to unveil its secrets. But it's not just about these grand landmarks. It's about our own homes and telling our own stories. It's the language through which we express ourselves. So I'm gonna leave you with this. What is your story gonna be? When future generations from now think of cultural identity, how will the spaces you have occupied reflect the values and stories you hope to share? Thank you.